You think you know Frankenstein's Igor?
Igor. No, it's pronounced Ygor.
Well, what I found might just confound your senses to the very core.
It may shock you.
It's like one big topsy-turvy Mandela Effect where what you think you know, you may not really know.
Igor! Stop this fooling around!
TV Crazy Man here. In this video, we go in search of the origin of Igor, assistant to Dr. Frankenstein. Believe it or not, he wasn't even in Mary Shelley's original novel, nor was he in the original 1931 Frankenstein movie.
Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
The 1823 play based on the novel was the first to give Victor Frankenstein an assistant named Fritz.
Well?
There was a hunchback assistant in Frankenstein, the movie, but his name was Fritz, like the character in the play was portrayed by Dwight Frye. The character in that movie dies, but the actor came back in Bride of Frankenstein in 1935 as Carl, who also works for Frankenstein. Frye also played sidekick to Dracula in 1931 as Renfield, a character who didn't look a bit like the hunchback Igor that we know, but he sort of talks like him, calling Dracula Master.
Master, we're here.
Igor finally did show up in 1939's Son of Frankenstein and The Ghost of Frankenstein in 1942. His name was spelled Y-G-O-R, not I-G-O-R though. But it was pronounced the same. This time he was played by Bela Lugosi. This version wasn't a lab assistant, he was a blacksmith with a bad neck who helps Dr. Frankenstein reanimate the monster. In 1944, there was a hunchback character with a different name in House of Frankenstein. In 1953, Charles Bronson played a variation of Igor, a deaf-mute assistant to the curator of the House of Wax. In 1962, the song Monster Mash was released, hitting #1 just before Halloween. The song was sung by Bobby Boris Pickett and featured a line about the Wolfman, Ygor, Mummy, and Dracula's son. In 1966, Gilligan's Island had their own version of Igor. In the episode The Friendly Physician, Dr. Boris Balanov, played by Vito Scotti, rescued the castaways from their island and took them to his nearby castle, for evil-type purposes, of course.
Nothing to worry about.
Say, do you think Gilligan's Island got the name from Bullwinkle and Rocky's bad guy, Boris Badenov?
Brilliant suggestion.
Oh, whoops, I think I mispronounced it. The doctor's name was Balanov. Like,
Don't you believe it?
Mike Marzurki played Igor, assistant to Boris in that episode. The next time the doctor showed up on the island, the doctor's monkey was named Igor.
You are right.
you know, I bet that the evil doctor did a brain switcheroo on Igor.
Get me back my beautiful, beautiful body.
Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they ever came out and said it. But I think the monkey we saw in the second appearance of the evil doctor was in fact the original Igor, brain swapped with a monkey. He even had the same shirt on.
You must be Igor. No, it's pronounced Ygor.
The comedy film Young Frankenstein in 1974 featured the character Igor, and Igor was played by Marty Feldman and pronounced Ygor.
They told me it was Igor. Well, they were wrong then, weren't they?
Of course, he fit the stereotype. He was a crazy-eyed hunchback who was the assistant of Dr. Frederick Frankenstein, played by Gene Wilder. In the movie, both their grandfathers had coincidentally worked together. Most sources say this movie was the one that finally made Igor a prominent part of pop culture.
Ah! It's you, Master!
Igor also showed up on the 1981 TV reunion movie, The Munster's Revenge.
Do you know they voted 19,000 to 1 to burn the castle and kill me?
In the movie, Grandpa and Herman travel back to Toonsylvania where they run into Igor, played by Howard Morris, famous as Ernest T. Bass from the Andy Griffith Show. In this movie, Igor was Grandpa's former assistant, and Grandpa, of course, was Dracula, not Dr. Frankenstein. You know, when you think about it, there really isn't a whole lot of difference between Ernest T. Bass and Igor.
Toonsylvania in the late 90s, produced by Steven Spielberg, had a had its own Igor as the main character, alongside Dr. Vic Frankenstein and a dim-witted monster named Phil. In a comedic twist, this Igor is often the smartest, most sensible person in the laboratory, constantly trying to fix his master's disastrously failed experiments. Haven't seen this one. Oh, and there was another Igor appearance in Van Helsing 2004. He was played by Kevin J. O'Connor, who becomes loyal to Count Dracula and betrays Dr. Frankenstein.
You know, personally, I was disappointed that they never made a sequel to Van Helsing. Sure, looking back, I'd say they should have kept the monsters looking more like the original movies. That would have been more fun, especially Frankenstein. But you know, it's been so long, I think they could do a soft reboot, bring back Hugh Jackman as Helsing, maybe set it in the 1940s or 50s, put more reliance on old school practical effects and go back, of course, to the original monster designs. Probably be a big hit, at least if they kept the production cost down to a minimum. So there you have it. Igor didn't start out with Dr. Frankenstein, at least not physically, but it seems as though he was there in spirit. His essence and characteristics jumped from character to character until he just sort of came together in our collective consciousness as the hunchback, wild-eyed servant to Dr. Frankenstein.
Perhaps I could help you with that hump. What hump?
Could there be some parallel world where Igor was always there from the very beginning of the Frankenstein story? You know, maybe there's a world where his name really is Ygor. So what do you think? Did you believe Igor was there from the beginning? If you love old monster movies, check out my Movie Monsters, Goose, and Bloopers video with Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, and even Abbott and Costello.
I can't help it.
Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought about the video, and y'all have a great day.